Okay, so with this knowledge in mind, let's introduce the calculation of the midpoint. Before we learn how to calculate the distance from one point to another, now we want to calculate not only that, but also what is the midpoint of this line. Okay, again, before with the Pythagorean theorem, we got the formula on how to calculate the distance from one point to another point, which is this distance, the length of the side of this right triangle. But now we want to calculate what will be the coordinates of the midpoint of the hypotenuse. This is the hypotenuse right here. See, why is the hypotenuse? First of all, because it is the opposite side of the right angle, and also it is the longest side of the right triangle. So the hypotenuse, and now we want to calculate or to obtain the coordinates. Remember that the distance is a number, right? It's either 1, 2, 3 inches, meters, centimeters, whatever. But the midpoint, we are calculating the coordinates of the midpoint. Let's say that the midpoint is located somewhere over here, right? Now we want to get the coordinates. So we need the x coordinate and the y coordinate of the midpoint. The midpoint is a point that divides this length into equal sides. This side is equal to this side, okay? And for that, the formula is the one right here, okay? It's x1 plus x2 divided by 2, comma, y1 plus y2 divided by 2. Okay, so this part gives me the x coordinate of the midpoint, and this part right here gives me the y coordinate of the midpoint. Okay, so let's do it with this example. We have the 2 points. We have P1 here and P2 right here. And let's use this formula to get the midpoint of this line. Okay, so the midpoint will be equal to x1 will be 0, right? The coordinate in x 4.1, 0, plus x2 will be 4. Remember that this is plus. In the Pythagorean theorem, it is minus. This is plus. We are calculating the midpoint. Divided by 2, comma, y1, it will be 1, plus y2, it will be 5. Remember that y1 is the y coordinate of point 1 and y2 is the y coordinate of point 2. Okay, and this is divided by 2. And then the midpoint is 4 divided by 2, that will be 2, comma, 1 plus 5, that's 6 divided by 2, that will be 3. Okay, so the midpoint in this example is located in a coordinate 2, 3. Okay, let's get that point. That will be 2 in x. We start from the origin and we go 2 in the x direction, 1 and 2, and then we go up 3 times. Then we'll go 1, 2, and 3. So the midpoint is right here. It was very close to the one that we assumed. It is right here at a coordinate 2, 3. Okay, so let's delete the yellow one, which is the assumption. And the midpoint again is the point at 2, 3. That's the midpoint of this line that we call it C, or the hypotenuse of the right triangle. Okay, and this is how we calculate the midpoint of any line.